Judgment is very common, especially when people feel like you're doing the wrong thing, or people don't accept what you're doing. And the best way around it is to use love and to be honest and to be present and to truly show your intentions towards them. Being judged is very brutal, but it's honest, because people are worried. People, usually family, don't trust you, or don't trust what you're doing, or they lack the trust because they feel like you shouldn't be doing what you say that you want to do. The last thing that you should do is engage in conflict, because it lacks an aspect of reassurance, and it is a sign of weakness. It is a sign that truly you lack something in you. You lack if you neglect conflict and if you cooperate with what people are telling you, they will understand, and they will much more likely to agree with what you are willing to do. They are more likely to accept the process that you're willing to take, and most likely they will agree with what you're explaining, because you accept that it's wrong, and you use that accept that they're right, because as soon as you give in to their acceptance, a level of cooperation will grow in them. Making sure that you're confident, you're composed, and you're relaxed will help, especially if you feel like you're getting ambushed with different questions and pieces of advice. Maybe if there's a stupid comment, leaving a bit of silence, ignoring it. Sometimes it works. It might be brutal, but sometimes it does actually work. Maybe try that. As long as you show an intent, a true desire, a true purpose, a meaningful purpose that you have intense care towards, people will most likely agree with you. They will most likely understand the process that you're willing to take. They'll understand what you're willing to do, and they'll support you. They will be behind you, because you have that element of desire, and you have that fight in you to build up to what you truly have explained, talked about. As soon as you explain something in depth, people have that element of trust, they have that surprise, and they are willing to accept and maybe work towards it with you. Maybe they have that, maybe they are willing to help you towards that goal, that dream, that desire that you have, that you're talking about. And it all comes down to how you react, because not many people know how to react. And the last thing that you want to do is engage in conflict, engage in what they're trying to bring out of you, what they're trying to expose you to. That's the last thing that you should truly do, because that's what they want out of you. As soon as you become confident, you become calm, composed. As soon as you give that authority and you show that desire and purpose that you're willing to build towards, maybe even if you admit there might be mistakes, there might be errors in the process, they will allow you to, they will understand, and they will have that trust. Even if there are possible mistakes, they'll have that trust, they'll have that willing for you to build. But it all starts with how you react, and I can explain it more in depth inside my community. The link below is my school community, which I give advice similar to this to young guys that are willing to build and develop their purpose, their meaning in life, and how to go about enjoying your life to the fullest, and how to be careful in the world that we live in. And this relates massively to that community, because you might not have understood how to react to comments, but now you do. This is a short video, so I hope you subscribe so that it motivates me to make longer videos. Have a good rest of your day. Peace out. Have a good rest of your day. Peace out. Even when you're being tested the most, you should use love. You should use cooperation. You should never use conflict. You should also, it's always great to show people how you've succeeded in the past, your past brilliance, how you are able to deal with situations through past examples. You should have that high level of understanding towards what you want to build on. You should have your research, you should have your knowledge. As soon as you have that, people will undoubtedly trust you, undoubtedly care for what you are about to step forth into. Maybe it's a big aspiration. As soon as you have that level of confidence, that understanding for what you actually want, you explain it in depth, you explain the true meaning of what you want, they'll undoubtedly have that support for you. Good luck, mate. Good luck, because I know that one or two of you watching this will take this on board, or might have needed it at this certain time. So hopefully it helps, and I'm sure it will. The last little thing that I want to talk about is eye contact, and I always prioritize. The last thing that I want to talk about is eye contact and the importance of eye contact, and how unimportant it seems like, but actually when it comes to it, it's vital. The last thing that I want to talk about is eye contact and how important it is. The last thing that I want to talk about is eye contact, as I feel like it can determine an outcome. It can determine how people perceive you. And I've always had this in my mind. As soon as I read wasn't How to Win Friends, How to Win. The last thing that I want to state as the most important, maybe not. I felt like in the moment it was, but I feel like showing your care towards something. The last thing that I want to talk about, and probably one of the most important, is eye contact. And the reason I state that is because as soon as you make yourself vulnerable, you have that weak, shallow eye contact, and it makes you seem less important, and it makes you seem like you're showing or purveying yourself with less importance towards that thing that you desire. It makes you seem like you've lost interest. It makes you seem like you're showing a vulnerability. It makes them lose trust. It makes them lose that care towards the conversation. And they think that the same applies with you. So make sure to not only look at people, but to smile, to recognize, to compliment, to state your authority in a polite way, in a way that shows that you mean what you talk about. And a large amount of that comes down to your eye contact. how you perceive yourself, your body language, it all applies. As soon as that breaks, you look vulnerable. And to be honest, you feel vulnerable because you break that intent that you have. As soon as you lose eye contact, you have a rush in your head. You have that loss of presence. It happens with everyone. People that are more advanced, people that are less advanced. It's something that is vital. And the more you develop yourself, the more you learn, the more you put yourself into situations where you're able to test your eye contact, the better you get at it. And remember this video, because eye contact, I feel like, doesn't get talked enough because of the importance of it. People use eye contact in a very bad way, and it happened today. I was walking and there was like two older guys. They just stared, like proper, like stared. And the problem is that it's so what's the word, it's scary, and it's very, I feel like heavy eye contact where people are staring constantly over like 5 seconds is dangerous, and it makes them seem like they're scary or dangerous. But just be careful. Use eye contact with a smile, with a presence of confidence, but also a calm, composed manner. So that wraps it up. I'll move on to use eye contact to your advantage. You have it in your ability, you have it to your advantage. You have the ability to use it in a way that helps you, guides you, builds the conversation, builds the authority in your manner, in your presence. If you have that calm, purveying eye contact, you will show that leadership, that higher up. As soon as you have that eye contact that is perfect, it's calm, it's charismatic, it's cautious, but at the same time it's forward, you have a level of leadership, and people seduce to you because they understand that, okay, this guy knows what he's doing, he's switched on, he cares about what he's talking about, he cares about what he's stating in this conversation. And it starts with eye contact, that first initial engagement towards them. So make sure you're careful, but also make sure that it's authoritative.